This one's probably got to be one of the hardest exit interviews I've had to do. All right. All right. So thank you for coming over here, and I know both of us. This has been kind of a transition of sorts, and as you know, we've been broken up since July.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did enjoy my stay while it lasted, and of course I enjoyed everything last time.
Alright, let's get out of here before we get too wet-eyed. Hopefully her life endeavors will take her to where she needs to be.
So how have you been?
Hanging in there. Lots happened over the last chapter, and as you know, chapter 4 has been pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
Different things, different cases.
Yeah.
And well, things happen.
Yeah. So how have you been doing since you and Casey broke up?
Casey and I broke. Yeah, things are good. I'm recovering. Things are nice. I know everything happens for a reason, so it's. I'm ready for new cases. Kind of ready to just move on. And
well, we've got that Perry case coming up here. Yeah.
a parrot. Yeah. Oh, that's the one in the house where she has all the photographs or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll have that, and then speaking with Mary and stuff. There sounds like there's several cases coming in, so you look like we're gonna be a busy.
Yeah.
Spring. Okay.
So, are you both mentally and spiritually as well as physically ready for these upcoming cases? Like, are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think enough time has gone by, I think, since the event took place that I'm sure, I'll be back in the game. Be ready, help these new clients out, and, continue to drive forward the team. If there's any point that I don't feel ready, I would sit out and, you being one of the senior researchers next to Kim, try to set it up to where you could take out, because I have confidence that you'd be able to lead the team.
So yeah, that was definitely one of my concerns, was just seeing how you've been doing, and
I appreciate
if we need
it.
to sit down and do anything before these cases, or
yeah.
how you've been with everything.
Just unique how winter and spring's kind of been this busy time, as it's forecasted for us, so we'll have to see, because normally it's around the Halloween months, and when you get really busy. But yeah, ready. So start this thing, chapter 5. What are your thoughts?
I feel like I'm just doing, it's so crazy how quickly the time goes by, and that we're already chapter 5.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy, because it feels like yesterday where I was just doing the intro to chapter 4. And I'm just like, chapter 5 already?
Yeah.
But
well,
I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a lot of great new experiences.
Yeah. The new investigators know Casey gone now. Have another evidence analyst would be nice in the future here soon. Open to maybe some new field researchers, but we'll see. We'll see what our needs are. But if we're going to be busy, it looks like we're going to start out this year as being, and it'd be nice to have maybe a few extra bodies to help out. But no, appreciate you checking on me. I'm hanging in there. So they're good, You've been through breakups yourself.
Yeah.
So you know how it goes.
Like, Eric.
So
yeah.
Well, we'll be ready to go here. Help these clients out in chapter 5. Start off with a bang, as it looks like it's going to be, and hopefully we'll continue to learn, continue to also share our learning experiences with those who watch our series, and the clients that we help, anyone that we impact or come and cross paths with, hopefully for the greater good, as always. So, well, thank you though for checking on me.
It's 3 a.m. and everyone's asleep, and I'm all alone in the dark. I'm not alive. I'm not alive. I'm not alive. I'm not
We actually took on a new field researcher, and she's in training. She's been spending a lot of time going through the training process this past week. We brought her on. Her name's India. Our senior researcher. She's been around a while up there, since chapter 1. So she's just gonna join and kind of share some experiences and talk a little bit about the team and what works and that kind of stuff. So. And then tonight, Jackie joined me as well, since she's senior researcher with us. Next to me, of course, the longest one has been on the team, just for some words of wisdom to share with India.
I first came in contact with Paranormal Endeavors. One of my co-workers at the time was on the team herself, Casey, and I had some paranormal things going on in my house.
She may look familiar, as she was a previous client of ours for one of the day walks, and that's how we've gotten more than one. Kim came that way too, Jason did as well. So sometimes we have clients that turn field researchers later on, and they make some good ones because they've seen both sides of it.
Heaven enlightened me about the team that she was on, and I asked that they come out and check out my house for me. They came out and discovered that there was a man in my house.
I've been with the group for about 4 years now. My first case and experience for me with the group was back in season 1. And that was back in Indiana when we were helping with the clients there. And my first experience was feeling the tingles per se, like you'd put your hand in a cobweb, pretty much is how it felt going up my arm. And it'd go from my hand to my arm to my shoulder to my neck and then straight to down my leg. And it just kept doing that all the way 4 or 5 times. And then Clay, which was one of our investigators at the time, come back.
Yeah, we miss you, Clay.
He was one of our investigators at the time. He sat there and he followed it with the key too, and then it hit my neck, and I told him it's at my neck right now, that's where I'm feeling it. And he shot the K2 over to the back of my neck, and it was shooting to red. So, my first experience was pretty mellow. It was a good first experience. It wasn't something where it was completely running from the building, hyperventilating, scary kind of stuff. It was good.
Yeah, she didn't defecate or urinate on herself, so it was good. That's how we don't chase our recruits away. We want it to happen
Not
steps.
at that one, no.
Yeah. So, but then you're hooked ever since, and she's been with us ever since. So.
I'm really excited to work with her more on the team. I think she's gonna be a really good fit for the team. I'm excited to help her with anything spiritual or anything that she needs help with or wants to grow with. Normally when cases come up, it's not ours, okay, be Eric's final decision, it's not ours as individuals to say yes or no to something, because then that automatically puts us out there as being like, well, they said that they could come and they didn't come, so they're not reliable. So what you want to do in that case is if you find somebody, or somebody comes to you personally, whether it be at work, somebody you're just talking to, whatever, we have business cards. And our business cards, what we do is it has our team name on it, our logo, the website on Facebook, our actual personal website as well. I think overall, she gives off really good vibes to me, at least, so.
I've always wanted to be on a paranormal investigation team, and they kind of piqued my interest when they were there and how close-knit their team was and how they had genuine curiosity in the paranormal.
And you've got people on the team who share a lot of similar gifts as well as completely like different gifts. So it's like you can go pretty much to any one of us.
And the unique thing too is that most of us, there might be a few that are exception to this, but most of us on the team had this passion or calling, as some people call it, before, just watching it. A lot of people start getting interest because they see the ghost shows or they see that kind of stuff, but I know me and you, I think we're in the same boat. Happened before we saw anything on TV or anything like that. I was like, oh, so they do have teams around that do this stuff. So the Ghostbusters movie, is somewhat, there's a little truth to it, And then I looked up Iowa and they had a team, and at that time I connected with them, and that's how I got started in the team and the research aspect of it. But before that even, I was still kind of on my own, exploring my own gifts and stuff, but I didn't really have, back then, I didn't really have a mentor. I hadn't met Mama Jackie yet or anything like that, so.
Always something that I've had as well. I've always had interest in it ever since I was a little girl, and it's just nice to finally meet people that are like me and that have the same interests I do. And I can't wait to join the team and get started and hopefully grow further and enhance my gifts even more.
So you just went through the initial training that everybody goes through, so what are your thoughts?
I'm excited. I can't wait to go on my first case.
Yeah.
This has been a lifelong dream for me. I've imagined doing this ever since I was a little kid. And I've always had an interest in the paranormal. My whole family does different types of things. My uncle reads tarot cards, and in the past, I've played around with Ouija boards, which I wish I had known, but I have. And I've seen things and heard things my entire life, and it's good to finally be an adult, be able to go out and get some answers on my own.
Oh, very good. Well, hopefully it's a good fit, so you're now ready for shadow case. All right, then we wish India the best of luck. She's going to be shadowing us to see if it's a good fit, and then if she likes it and we agree as well, she's going to be an official member of the team. Welcome aboard for now, and until we decide for sure.
Yeah.
So tonight is my very first shadow case. I'm kind of nervous, but actually really excited about it. I went from a client to trying to work with the team. I hope it works out for the best. I would like to stay on long term.
Alright, so chapter 5, oh my gosh, I can't believe how quickly it's gotten to this next season. I don't even know what happened to chapter 4, but...
So this investigation, one of the first ones for chapter 5, it's like, holy wow, all those years, and we're still going, and still doing the production aspect of this to still educate people and show other folks that might have situations going on, that these things can happen to people and it's okay to speak out.
I'm really excited for one of our new field researchers.
Because it is extra effort, and and time put into this, where I know a big chunk of the team would probably be okay with not having a camera in their face.
She's going to be going on her first shadow case, and I can't wait to see how she does and see if any other little new things that she may not know or that we don't know about her pop up.
And just continue to do what we do best and keep this team strong, and we have been, and we're being respected in the community, and I want to keep that going. We're doing something right, apparently. So this investigation, Mary had helped set up as case manager, and we're going to meet her. We have to pick her up as she's still kind of immobile when it comes to transportation. So she's working on that. But anyway, so we'll have to go get her. But she put down some information for us. Basically, our clients was a Jasmine, who's 39. She's the main one that's been kind of communicating with us. James, 36, and their daughter Kyra, who's 18 months. So a little kid there as well. So definitely something that you could probably help us with as well, having of your own. You probably relate. They've lived in this location for a year. It was a single-family home built in 1938 and has since been remodeled into 3 apartments. Client has heard rumors that there may have been a fire, but has been researching for an answer to that question. Has not come up with anything as of yet. 800 to 1,000 square foot, it's modified and has a kitchen, living room, 2 bedrooms, a parlor, and she put in here no comfortable feeling room, and a porch. Because it is uncomfortable in there, she would like to move ultimately. The house does have a little creepy basement no one likes to go down to. Of course, we'll check that out. We have her basement thing. There are other houses in the area as well that she thinks are haunted, so it could be like the whole aerial thing, or maybe something on the grounds, as we've encountered that before, like Oskaloosa, Mitchellville, that kind of thing.
How close-knit we are as a family. So I'm super excited to bring on the new season.
There are other houses in the area she thinks may be haunted. She thinks that one diagonally from hers is haunted by a disgruntled family. Activity includes the feeling of being watched, lights in the living room turn on and off, daughter's toys being played with, and a tray of cookies being moved out of the oven when no one was around. It says here their daughter has been bothered and seems to tell about an imaginary friend. They've had glimpses out of the corner of their eyes of shadow figures from time to time. She claims they like to be photographed, and I just can't wait to get there and see what we can do for this client. Keep in mind, a lot of the photos that I've seen were through windows a lot of the time, and you know how I feel about that. There's matrixing, especially with older windows that may have a little bit of that rainbow look in the pans. Of course I can make a figure out of any of those. It needs to be, we're more curious in the ones that don't have that, don't have reflection surfaces. There's a shadow person that's caught in the middle of the room with nothing around that could be causing it. That's kind of cool, be harder to debunk. I guess any questions right now?
Being the location, do they speak Spanish?
I know what you mean. Yeah, there's a lot of there. No. Sounds like they are English speaking, and I think as a first language, but she didn't mention, meaning Mary didn't mention ethnicity, so not sure. Just continue to try to help and diagnose and provide our findings for that particular visit, as that's all that we can do. And if any of our findings tend to disagree with what the client might think is going on there, that's fine. Again, it's just what we're getting when we're there. So it's kind of important. I mean, it's hard to not sometimes take some of these things personal. So we'll go there and definitely find out, especially the uncomfortable feeling. That's what makes this one and the child being involved a priority case. So we'll go ahead and...
They mentioned any feelings on the way there?
Usually within a couple miles of the place is when if there's something, I usually start feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's always been in the past. Yeah. So.
Yep. All right, so we're almost to the location. So, Mary, anything you want to add of detail?
It said she just wants to kind of help them.
Yeah.
That's her main goal is to help them. She's not really scared of them. I mean, they might startle them every once in a while, but more help than anything else. Want to know what they're trying to tell her.
Yeah.
They don't feel like they're welcome in their own living room. It's kind of a problem.
Yeah.
You know.
You have arrived.
You have arrived.
I'm Jasmine.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
And that's our newbie.
Hi.
India.
India.
Yeah. That's
That
the one
house
that
is
grabbed
abandoned.
us. Okay.
That one's abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
This whole block here has a lot of activity.
Okay.
Come on in, guys.
Yeah.
Just,
Come on in.
sorry, excuse the porch.
Oh, that's fine. We've been in a lot of worse places.
So, welcome to this creepy house.
Yeah, well, we'll give you the tour.
There you go.
Hey, we're here in Perry, Iowa, and we have arrived at our Kline's destination. We've gotten our setup done. We've, looked around a little bit. I've talked to the client a little. Got some information, maybe a couple names that we could use tonight.
And I've seen figures. We moved this light because this stopped working, but when it was doing it before, the light would go on and off by itself.
Mm-hmm.
And even on command once, I have video of that.
So we've been leaving the lights on in all the rooms all
Yeah.
day long because it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's creepy. in
Any
this
time of
house.
day, or do you have any
All day long.
spot? Okay, that's
All
what I
day.
thought. 'Cause Mary
It's
didn't mention
constant.
anything about witching period specifically.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what she said, so that's what.
Yeah, it's very
That's
active
nice.
in
Yeah,
here.
it was-
Mhm.
It is, especially when you try to sleep in here. There just feels like there's just too much
You
activity.
get
You can never
disturbed.
Mhm.
There's a
stay
lot of
asleep.
disturbance that goes on in this house,
Okay.
especially if you sleep in that bedroom over there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids that have caught on camera in that room. They hang out in there. I think they harass you when you're trying to sleep.
We're already starting to have a little bit of feelings about a few things.
And just see how much of the stuff might be to the particular property and how much of it is overflow from the grounds.
Of entities in the walls,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen shadow figures that actually disappear into the wall.
Okay.
This is the weirdest house ever.
Is that what got you from nature photography into kind of the...
Yes.
Okay,
I
that makes sense.
transitioned.
Which room is it that usually they line up at the window?
Actually, I spend most of my time in this room. Over in the front window and that side window, they line up out there. And they will look in and watch you.
First initial feelings of the house, there's a couple places in the house that I'm kind of like, questioning a little bit, kind of getting weird vibes off of, but for the most part it seems kind of pretty mellow right now.
This room and that room, we don't hang out in often because it's just not comfortable.
Yeah.
When we first moved in, that room, the kitchen, you would feel like somebody was watching you.
Mm-hmm.
That was the feeling you always had. And there was one corner in particular that was really dark.
For me anyways, I kind of hurry up and try to
Yes,
get in there because
obviously.
you could definitely feel there's a sense of somebody standing
And
back
you
here.
guys are more than welcome to sit down, by the way.
Yes,
Oh, no,
yes.
it's fine. It's kind of get here to take
Yeah.
some absorb in.
But,
We just left the light on ever since then, and I haven't had too many problems when the
Yeah.
light
I
was
think
off.
the biggest problem that I've noticed on paranormal shows is they keep the lights off. You're never going to catch anything if the lights are off. I
Yeah.
guarantee
Well,
it.
it's just like, activity happens at nighttime, which isn't true, and,
Yeah.
everything.
What's weird, of course, the house across the street
Mhm.
just staring at you
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah.
And we get figures that stand out here. They like hanging out in the yard. They come in the house. They pass through windows. I've actually seen movement through blinds.
Was there
They
ever, you probably wouldn't have it, maybe the landlord, with the abstract?
I have no idea.
Okay.
We've tried to talk to him about what's going on here.
Is he
He said
closed-minded
the
to
place is haunted, and I guess you had that conversation. What did you say with Ron when you told him this place is haunted?
Oh, he believes that there's spirits living in here. He always gives me like half stories all the time, and he never finishes them. So, the landlord's definitely trying to hide something.
He's a little evasive.
Yeah.
A lot of them
whenever
do
you
that.
talk to him.
Yeah.
And
It
I
just
guess
so happens, there's an abandoned house there. I don't know if you guys looked over at that big old
Yeah.
monstrosity.
And
over
That's the
there.
one that threw us off, because originally
Yeah.
something, because I can drive by a place and be like, oh, that one has something in it, that one has something in it. It seems like the strongest energies distracted us, and it's that one over there.
that
Yeah,
one
and it just-
is overwhelming.
That one is kind of freaky over to that abandoned big blue one in
Yeah.
the corner here. And,
I actually caught an entity who's got a red face and almost looks like he has devil horns. in the window across the way. And I'm gonna
We got a big old cemetery 2 blocks that way, so I'm sure that doesn't help either.
Yeah. What did that one used to be? You know?
That house, I guess, was, it used to be a grand manor when someone moved in here. And I
Okay.
guess it had a ballroom on the upper floor. And then somebody transformed it into apartments. Turned it into 4 apartments. And then obviously it passed down to someone in inheritance, is a story I heard. And they just let it go because one of the kid that inherited it went to jail. That's the story I heard. And I guess the grandson inherited the property after that.
It's the weirdest place I've ever lived in, and
Yeah.
I've dealt with spirits a lot because I lived in South Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Area, Bachelor's Grove, I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I've heard of that.
I spent a lot of time
Yes.
out there.
I'm gonna go out there for the
Yes, I
Capone
know.
hideouts and stuff.
I had a lot of great times out there, and I've seen a lot of orbs, a lot of things, and I've grown up with ghosts in my mom's house all. So this is all old hat, you know.
And you've been clairvoyant or sensitive to spirit as long as you can remember?
I think he and I both have had the
Yeah.
gift our whole life. We
Okay.
just kind of turned it off at certain points. And
Does it have the, well, my concern is I just don't want it to be a situation where you feel like really it's the oppression thing that's going on, and when you leave here you feel fine, but then you come here and you just feel,
that's how it is.
Yeah.
As soon as I leave town, I feel better.
This house feels like a waiting room, like you're sitting in a waiting room and you want to leave. It's that.
What's
For me,
awkward?
it's like I feel like I gotta get out of here.
What's awkward with her is when I take her to a store, I see her looking around like she's expecting to see spirits everywhere. She's so used to them. She thinks that's how it should be. And I look, she's like doing this and she's not seeing anything.
Yeah.
But I have seen them in the car. They'll go with us sometimes, which isn't always, what we had planned. There was,
But what about all
Strange
those people
experience.
that died here with the chicken pox?
it's smallpox.
Influenza?
Smallpox and influenza.
Yeah, and that's what you were
Yeah.
talking about with the doctor being.
Yeah, and he was
Yes.
here during that time. There was a strange man next door one day who started acting very sporadically. The weirdest thing. Came out of his house and he was wandering up and down. And he was going in people's yards. And he was acting very strangely. He went out and he sat underneath the porch light. I mean, not the porch light, the street light out here. Sat down and was doing strange things. Got the
Lying
neighbors all
down.
freaked out. And then it turns out he was some kind of pedophile. And a neighbor, like 2 or 3 houses down, had a baseball bat. He was so upset, and this guy, I guess, wasn't supposed to be here. But the way he was acting, and they said he wasn't under the influence of drugs when he asked the cops. I'm thinking something else was going on with that man. Something, was in him or something, because the way he was acting was not.
having that title, you almost have to have something mental anyway.
True
Show
that.
the basement.
This is the basement, and let you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
see what you think.
Down here we hear a lot of banging around sometimes.
A lot.
Usually there's probably mice and stuff running around, but this is...
No.
Does everyone else have access to this
Yeah,
room?
anybody can come down here whenever they
Do they
want.
have to come through your apartment then?
No, there's a back door right there.
Oh,
they can
okay.
And I don't know whose stuff this is. This has been here
get. Yeah.
before we moved in.
I'm curious about the floor right here.
Yes.
It's been a well or something.
Could be. And I know that there is a well here, but I don't know much of the story on this house. A lot of black on bricks that never went away, and I don't know how you. Cool.
This is
You found
definitely
it?
mold around
Is
here.
There
it
we go.
mold? Okay.
She's our coal finder.
Awesome. You can look, if you look, you can see how it actually will listen when you move.
Yay. Jackie, yay. So, landlord, I'm curious, so does it say anything about the objects or just here randomly? Just even if anybody's asked?
Very
He's
crabby old
slightly
man.
evasive
Okay.
about this topic
Yeah.
when we try to talk to him. And we're like, there's something going on here, and he just kind of, he dodges.
So pretty excited to see what happens tonight and see what we can catch later. So
I tell my landlord, hey, is there like a electrical shortage going on? Because your light bulb keeps going on or turning off for that matter.
Yeah.
And he tells us, yeah, well, I don't want to say, but I bet there is a lot of energy going through that building. And I'm like,
I had a feeling, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering the age of this though, because it's so almost like
dry
Yeah.
and old. It's probably been here ever since the house was built. That's Honestly, that's probably how they got heat in the house to begin with, because right here looks like where they would burn it at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for that tour. So at this point, of course, we're gonna go unload the equipment, try to get set up.
So I think it's going to be a very good investigation.
We've done a little bit of talking. We've set up our equipment. I've looked at some photos and got to know a little more information on the background of the house and the surrounding areas. And I just can't wait to get the night started and see what we can find.
And so we're ready to rock and roll. And I know some of us we're all going to help out India, as being her first time. So yeah, definitely there could be houses and property area around the place that that you're thinking about that could be luring into this place. One of them is the property that's behind us. This one, it's abandoned now, and I know coming into town, coming towards the client's house, it's the one that grabbed, I think, everybody in the car. I know India and me vocalized it.
I have an urge to run to it.
Yeah, but
I feel
you want to be careful of
no.
that, because I don't get that everything in there is nice.
Yeah, I don't
get
yeah,
that
it's
most.
something that's calling to me, like there's an urge, but yeah, I'm
Remember,
kind of
Mary?
keeping my
Yes.
feet on the ground. Oh, I would.
Not our visit this time.
So pretty much with the Spirit Interceptor, what we're doing is it's a small, as you can see, it's a smaller way to be able to get into like the tighter nooks and crannies. So like, let's say there was like a section back here that we couldn't get into, or that it was just completely unstable for us and be dangerous for us to get into. That's when we can bring the Spirit Interceptor in. With the Spirit Interceptor, we can actually control it from upstairs or from even down here if we wanted to, and then we have the screen. So this is just what it would see.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe this is a bad idea.
I pulled the hair out of his driver's ed instructor. Alright, so you're learning the Spirit Interceptor. It's a little tricky. It takes practice.
You're totally Is that good?
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
I'm totally not touching this again for a while.
Yeah, that's nice. For audio, yeah. The Spirit Interceptor's last one. It's just creepy. Okay, that's fine.
So, our first session was down in the basement.
This first session, I actually was odd man out. I let the three ladies go downstairs. Mary was running camera. Let me know if anything intriguing or interesting happens. Okay. Good luck. Dun dun dun. They're never heard from again. No, just
I don't like that when
no.
And Mary comes downstairs. Do you want to start off in this room where we felt strange in the beginning, or?
Okay.
My name's Jackie. And if there's anybody down here with us, please feel free to communicate. The device that I'm holding in my hand here, it's got a green light. At any point in time, if we're asking questions and you want to come out and give us an answer or point us in the right direction of who you are or why you're here, if you make this K2 flash, all you have to do is come up and touch it. You can stand in front of it and it'll flash for us. Like the lights will go to a different color.
I just watched the monitor. Wasn't a whole lot on there at the time watching it live that stood out to me, but I'll have to watch that again, the evidence analyst later on, and maybe something will show up later that we didn't see at the time.
We heard that there's a little boy around here and a little girl. If either one of you are here right now, will you touch this device in her hand?
And right now I'm just doing a reading just to make sure there's nothing over here that's gonna set this off.
This is the Spirit Interceptor audio. I'm going to move the Spirit Interceptor around.
Yeah, they're just getting a little creepy, isn't it?
A different toy than the ones you're used to.
Toys of this day and age are really fun.
Remember, India, to ask EVP questions and don't just be quiet. Just be quiet.
It's gonna creep.
That is our wise old boss.
To any spirit down here, you don't have to touch the thing in her hand or the flashing lights on the moving thing in the other room. There's other possible ways that you could talk to us through. There's a bell on the box over there that you could ring, or there is another red flashing light on the bottom that you can brush past and it'll light up like the colors of a rainbow. We had a couple K2 hits, but I think it was more the stuff that was downstairs that was setting it off more than anything else. I had personal feelings going on. I felt definitely a man downstairs, but it was more off and on, like he was peeking in on us and then decided that we were all women, so he wasn't going to talk to us. But other than that, I haven't really picked up on anything else downstairs. That was my stomach again.
I don't know, I just got like a little pain in my jaw. I don't know if that means anything or not.
I got chills on my shoulders, like right before you said that, but...
We all picked up on a man of sorts. Not so much a vengeful or mean kind of person, just very set in his ways, set in the time period. If there's somebody in here with us, can you let us know you're here, please?
Wow, this room makes me dizzy. I think it's like where I'm standing. I think it's because of the floor effect. I'm gonna move my feet. There, okay. There, I feel more steady. I think this is where I'm standing.
We're in a different location now. Maybe that makes a difference for you. I don't know, just this area does make kind of like a little lightheaded feeling, but
I don't like this. I would never come down here and do my laundry. Never.
yeah.
Just not alone. I make my husband go down and do it.
This is the kind of basement where you you bring everybody in your household down just to do a little laundry.
Yeah, really. Everyone come in and guard me.
I don't know if y'all have gotten this. Like,
Push you out. Or,
yeah, like
yeah.
maybe, I don't know if it's quite a, like I'm picking up on a male.
It's definitely a man.
Like, it just
like,
doesn't.
He's like kind of just thinking like, what right do you guys have asking questions?
Like
why are you even?
I said, I'm getting like
Not
we're.
even gonna waste my time with you.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah,
finds it pointless.
I mean, we're all getting the same feeling. We all feel like we're intruders down here.
Maybe with Eric going down this next session, I think that we might get a little bit more from that. So we can kind of have a man-to-man, bro-to-bro time. So we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of surprised there's definitely more over here, but I feel it.
But we're also all women, you know? Maybe it would help if a man came down here and tried to talk to him. Maybe we should get Eric a shot. Maybe he'll have better luck.
Okay, there's a guy down here. If you want us to go upstairs, we need you to make this K2 go off or make a noise for us. So let us know that you want Eric down here instead of us. India did pretty good on stepping in, asking questions, especially for our first case. Did pretty good on that because I know a lot of people on their first cases are very quiet, shy. Been there. Quiet and shy, but it's just they're like anybody else. Pretty much, you just talk to them like they're a person.
We just got done with the first session. We were down in the basement and just the 3 girls. I felt like when there was a male presence down there, he didn't want us there. I mean, he just was like, you know, female, you know, kind of a old grouchy old type man.
And the reports are when they came back up that it might be a grouchy old man down there, so we'll have to see. I'll go down there, and they're recommending I have a man-to-man, so we'll see. Maybe he'll respond more.
Just personal feelings.
Okay.
Nothing really validating a whole lot, so it was more spiritual.
He felt like he probably wants a man down there to talk to. It doesn't really care for us. It doesn't, you know, think that we're anything.
Sexist.
We always love those
older
spirits.
Man, definitely back in the day, older man.
Yes.
That before women had all their rights.
Oh yeah.
Kind of man.
I kind of.
So he doesn't feel the need.
The person in that kitchen right there that was constantly staring at us, I felt kind of judged. Kind of a weird sense.
So we're gonna go downstairs now and see what we can find. All right, here we go. It's AVP session 2, December 19th, 2015. Perry Isle, Jackie, India, and Eric heading to the basement.
Okay, well, this last session, I pretty much monitored the cameras or, you know, watched the monitor, and so didn't really see much. Saw some dust, you know, float around, you know, not much happening.
You hold this, India. Just if it says anything that you think says anything, just say it.
Chills.
Chills? Oh, does it feel different than with me down here?
It still feels pretty mellow. I'm just noticing. I'm not ruling out that I'm just cold.
Glance.
Oh, there we go.
And there was nothing there earlier.
It's going up to red now.
You want your picture taken? Nope. Tried to get you. Slick little weasel.
Oh. Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think I got out.
I told you he likes to play hide and seek. Eric actually went with us, and we seem to have a little bit better response every once in a while. Nothing really too solid. It was more feelings that we had picked up, but definitely coming to a better understanding of the grouchy old man downstairs.
Are you here with us right now? Did you say no?
I heard that.
So you're not here with us. Okay. What sounded like our first response through the SP7 spirit box was we'd asked, of course, you know, is anybody here? And we got no, which was kind of funny. It's like, okay, so you're not here. Who was that said no? Down. Yeah, downstairs. I'm gonna go over here with it and see if we can find a different spot. Automatic. Loving. Yeah, I don't get that you're necessarily evil. Cleansing. Possible. Are you going to show yourself before the end of the night while we're here?
A bit more activities, a bit more personal though. A little bit of K2 activity as well, but once again, it was kind of more just, I think what helped was having a male down there.
So if you see us, or if you're here with us right now, could you let us know somehow, right now, why we're here? Chills? Very little ones, but I heard a man voice through there.
My arm is definitely cold, but
Yeah. Something whiffed through here. Did you feel that breeze?
I've been feeling on my legs the whole time I went down here.
Maybe that's what's moving that, whatever that was. You know, moving these. But it definitely was racing from one area to another because we walk in one room and then he was like, oh, well, you're in here now, I'm going to go elsewhere. Is that you? Did you pass by us? Fuck? Is that this it?
I think so.
But it wasn't like this violent, or just steady. Is that you? Did you pass by us? Fuck. Is that this it?
I think so.
Are we cussing now? That would sound like a grumpy old man. They would
Yeah.
say those things. But it did. It was... I don't think it was you. It passed through like this way, is what I felt. And it had the whole... It smelled like... old person. Like nursing home.
Well, thanks. I'm glad you said that. No, well, it wasn't you. I would hope it wasn't me.
Because I was trying to smell it, because I was like, it was mixed with cigarette smoke a little bit, but it was more...
Like maybe he smoked a pipe.
Maybe. I seen him
Or
as a
cigars.
smoker. He could have been a smoker. But it definitely, that smell of, like in nursing home went by briefly. But it was within the breeze, which was cool. You alright?
Totally me. I'm so sorry. I kicked your pet. Totally on accident. Though. I'm sorry.
No, that's right. It's all sad. He's probably weeping. Meantime, she is still awake. Then I think we should just kind of cut a little fast and go to the spiritual. Bring all of our minds down here together. Bring out my tricks.
The only thing I saw was just dust.
Tired.
One of the dust kind of was kind of a bigger one and kind of did a little pattern, but still I believe it was dust.
Yeah, we try to separate too because
Something still
we just go
is.
into the one room to another and we spread out because we did that before at Stagecoach.
And then I kicked his
And-
pet.
Yeah, and then she kicked the interceptor briefly.
I thought maybe going outside and taking a few pictures kind of around that area just to see what there was. And well, he said that, when he tripped or whatever, felt pushed in the back when he was taking out garbage, so maybe get a few.
So we're outside now because a lot of the reports are that the photos are being taken from outside of the house in through the windows and a lot of figures and things showing up in the windows. So figured why not try to recreate some of that with film instead of digital. So we have our trusty 35mm and see if there's anything that comes up. Back here where he fell.
There's a abandoned, beautiful house across the way, and I don't know. It just feels like that house is calling to me.
Sin Solo. Something go over there alone. I don't think so, buddy.
I think that's what it does. It does want somebody.
And that's what the house has been wanting. That seems like
I
that
think this
energy
house-
all night long. It's wanting someone to go over there alone.
Yes, I believe it. It does. Want
Great. Well, Eric, I'm obviously going to nominate you since it's a man that's talking instead of a woman. So, and plus, honestly, I could not go into that house by myself. There's no way.
I'd be more worried about what's in there that's living.
Yeah. Well, she did say
Spiritually, I'd
that
probably
animals
stand.
go in and out of the windows all the time.
Yeah.
She watches them do it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I so want to run into that house. I want to go into that house.
You
Ignore
can
it.
almost feel it behind you too. When you walk away, you can just feel it behind you.
Yeah, I
know.
want to go in there.
More than just the exploratory viewpoint, something's calling you there. But again,
Yeah.
I would not be a believer in that.
Definitely got some strange vibes off the house across the street. Kind of brushed it all off though, because that's a different time.
It's not because of this place. It's
Not
because we
that
keep
place.
probing over there, and it recognizes us now. Because we keep going over there.
About it.
That's how you get attachments.
I want it. I want to buy it. I want to live in it.
Like there was just sick
I don't know how healthy that
sick
is,
and
Mary.
death. You know?
Well, that's a feeling I'm getting from it. It wants me there.
I just think there's a dominant intelligence in that house. You know, that case profile where there's somebody who is the masculine dominant force that possibly has the potential to harm you. Yeah. It's probably going to be an early night. I don't know. Unless shit starts hitting the fan when we go
It's
downstairs.
not-
I
yeah.
don't know that we were going to be here
There's
for
not
2
much.
a.m., 3 a.m.
I think
We actually get back to Pleasantville by 3 or earlier.
That would be fantastic. Considering I had to be at work at 7.
But you see how it is. It's like a natural. You see, you can do all you can do, and it seems like there's a natural closing spot.
Ending.
Yeah. So for the last couple sessions, one of them was in the second bedroom.
We spent up in the room that was with the daughter. Isn't really used much.
Can you make your favorite toy go off so we can hear it? I have grandchildren of my own, and if you could do something to let me know you're here, that would be wonderful.
That just went off.
Yeah, it did.
K2 just went off. In here, that's even more impressive because there's no EMF.
Yeah, it went all the way up through.
Very good.
So
keep
Eamon?
talking.
Can you do that again? Can you make that light go off again? You seem to interact when I said that I was a grandma.
And we got 1 or 2, possibly K2 hits, about Mary talking about her grandchildren and seemed to pique a little bit of interest.
A little bit of the hits from the K2 for the children when I'm talking about children.
Jackie, just because they happen to be there, we can use them as a trigger object because there's that theory with wind chimes of attracting spirits. Gently brush one of them, no matter which one. K2 went off.
Yep.
Got a reaction when we messed with the wind chimes a little bit.
Keep doing it, Jackie. Do you like the chimes to go off? Do they attract you? Do they mesmerize you? Had Jackie gently brush those, and it did stir up a little bit of activity on that front, and then it kind of stopped. So
I still wanted a ball thrown at me.
Mary still wants a ball thrown at her. You want to see Mary flinch? I've seen it before. It is a sight to see. So I think downstairs, try it. Feel more on the spiritual side.
Then we went downstairs with the 4 of us.
For our final session where we did more of the spiritual aspect on things.
This is all of us down here then. Mary, India, Jackie, Eric for the spiritual session. Or if there's something you've been holding back, now's the chance to say it.
Oh yeah, earlier when we first got here, I picked up on children in a little cubby hole upstairs right off the living room. It was only briefly, but I definitely picked up on them. And other than that, just the old man presence that I feel.
Yeah. Alright. I'm just gonna do that little session where it's like the human obelisk. We'll start
Wave.
throwing things out. Yep. And take pictures if you got them. Remember the flash needs to be on if it's not.
It is on.
Alright, thank you. I get the male. Ooh, chills as I'm thinking about this. Down here. K2. Possible man down here that is crouching down for some reason.
Got a lot more reactions to everything.
Older man just crouching down. I don't know, as if to duck, to try and hide. That's how he came through to me just now. He's one that if you were to see on the street, you normally just kind of stay away from. Just the vibe off of him. Not necessarily that he's a nasty person, really. He's just kind of unique. And his energy is one that is not the first in line people run up to and say hi to him or anything. But part of that could be because of his social awkwardness, inability to carry on conversations. If he looks somebody in the eye, it's not looking into them for communication like you normally would normal eye contact, but more so like a piercing stare.
Eric had the man downstairs come out and he actually communicated with us a little bit more than what he had before, and which I found to be completely amazing because he had been quiet for most of the night for the rest of us.
And he gave me some visions and stuff, including blonde hair, a younger version of him, 1940s, 1950s time frame, who actually is misunderstood, apparently. Not necessarily grouchy, but it wasn't his fault because of possible some mental illness maybe involved in it. But he's definitely more of a watcher. That explains his social awkwardness, so that's why he doesn't communicate with us very much on command. But I don't think it's completely by choice. I almost think he had a disability. Chills. Forgivable as nowadays. People are more accepting now than they were back then.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. I do. I'm getting a little bit of that with this man. I think he's misunderstood. I don't think he's necessarily a nasty, evil person. I think there's something that wasn't his fault, maybe, for why he acts the way he does. But maybe you're upset or angry about it. The way people treated you. I get back in the period where you could have been locked up in a padded room or something for having a disability of this nature. Family probably didn't want anything to do with you. Mm-hmm. Well, now's your chance. Is there anything else that you wish to say? Because we might be the only people that might actually understand you, or at least be able to communicate with you. And unfortunately, you have to stay here and not be able to follow us or leave with us. That's why I'm saying now's your chance. He's by nature socially awkward, and he's a loner.
Mental handicap from whoever's down there, so that was pretty interesting.
Mary, Jackie?
I just feel like he is more willing to talk with you than any of us.
Yeah.
Because none of you got anything?
No.
No.
You got chills, you said. But... And then the K2 went off, which was cool because it hasn't gone off over here. I think that's because I could connect with him a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely not a case for this full female group. We never got anything. Wrapping up our case.
All in all, it was a pretty successful night, pretty mellow. We all had our personal experiences. I'm really proud of India for how she did.
We just wrapped up then, and going to go over the findings by the evidence standpoint, of course, where we base most of our ranking off of, and then we'll be back.
Yeah, you guys were very thorough tonight.
Yeah,
you did a good
appreciate
job.
that.
He was able to communicate, and it seemed like only with me. He was just like, screw all of you, know, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if you go down there, if there seems to be more like he does anything to you more so.
He doesn't like him.
Yeah.
Y'all did a very good job. Impressed with your knowledge and your equipment.
I know. I need one of those little spirit boxes.
Yeah, hopefully something will come up.
You know, because I felt the breeze, like something passed between India and me. And I said, "Are you moving? Are you doing something?" And it was kind of like maybe he was trying not to get caught. And then I said that, he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping you guys captured something cool.
Yeah.
Because
You're
they're
always invited back to our haunted house.
Yeah, they're always up in our faces.
Well, thanks again for.
Yeah, thanks guys for coming out. It was actually happy to
Yeah,
show
yeah,
that.
thanks.
I've been
Nice
trying
to
to
meet
get
you.
somebody to come out here for a while.
Thanks.
It's ridiculous. And that was part of it. I'm sorry I got so excited and showed you so many pictures.
Oh,
Just-
that's
I have so much shit to share with you
We don't
guys.
have
It's
friends, so we
ridiculous.
don't.
That's fine.
We're loners
This
out
is my
here.
life.
I'm proud of India. She didn't seem to scream or do any of that.
I'm super excited about my first case with them, and I can't wait to go on to the second one.
After the departure of Casey, we actually were one down on the evidence analyst, so definitely need assistance, and that's an important role to take on as well, because it's kind of the bread and butter of what we do, you know, so.
I've been training to be an evidence analyst, and I got to meet Rafi, which is one of the team members that came and did the walkthrough of my house when I did the day walk. And it was really interesting to meet him again. I haven't seen him for a long time. He's a really nice guy.
We lost one of our team members. She quit, and now we got another one. So I'm excited. I'm going to meet her today. It's going to be my first case of first revealing with her, and I can't wait.
All right, Rafi, this is India.
Hi.
Rafi. So she's going to be working with us on the evidence side of things, as you know, when we need the help, especially since sometimes you can't come down, and sometimes she's local, so she might be able to fill in when you can't. So anyway, I can't wait to work with you.
Yeah.
You're
welcome.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for
Happy you
coming
guys
out.
came.
Yeah. So as said, for 30-45 days, and we tried to stay within that. We managed to pull it off. So we're back. We got all the evidence done, and
Awesome.
we'll go ahead and get set up to show you kind of what we found.
Okay.
These next two actually came from the room over there. So I'll play this. This was an hour and 7 minutes and 38 seconds into the pod audio.
Okay.
And I'll play it and see what you hear first. Any idea what you think it said?
Catch that.
It will loop again. And it says please.
Oh, please.
Very loudly. It's like,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
and it wasn't
Yeah.
anyone else. We hear the background talking.
Okay.
We know when that's established. We know when you're talking, and we know when you're talking, and we know when this
Uh-huh.
one's making noise. And I'll play this one and see if you can hear what you think it's saying. It's like, you can't ask us. You know,
Yeah.
we're not experiment. We're not going to respond to you.
Yeah.
So, and this one was like I was telling you about in terms of photographs, because there wasn't any reflections and whatnot. You know, we shared. You know, some of those. Yeah, there's a few that were like, but a lot of them would just throw out. Wouldn't be something that we would present probably. You know, because a lot of reflections and stuff like that. This though didn't have any of that. No reflection whatsoever. It was in midair. Tell me what you see.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an ectoplasmic figure.
Yeah, actually, I see.
None of the other pictures had anything like this in them. they all came out normal.
Yeah.
A few of them, you know, Mary with her thumb, it gets in the way, had a little bit of the skin copper thing going on, but other than that, nothing.
You can't explain that. I mean,
No.
and it was a pretty still night then.
Well, thanks again for
Awesome.
Thank you.
out.
Thank you so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
You too.
Good night.
Bye.